Hi everyone, welcome to another crochet tutorial with me, Laura, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make another snowflake. And this is Snowflake version 5. I've made a few snowflake tutorials now and I think this one is my favourite so far. So for this tutorial we are going to need the following materials. So I'm using a DK light worsted weight yarn, and the last video I did it in a grey yarn because I didn't think white would show up, but I think the grey was worse, so I'm going to try it in a white yarn and hopefully it will appear a bit better. But with this DK light worsted weight yarn I'm using a 3.5mm E4 crochet hook. So let's begin, shall we? So the first thing we're going to do is a slip knot with our yarn, and then we are going to chain 4. So I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. So chain 4, I'm going to put my hook into the first chain, bring the yarn through and straight for the loop on your hook to create a little loop of chains. Joined at the beginning and the end, and in the middle should be a hole. And into there I'm going to work 6 single crochets. I'm going to put my hook into the center of that. Be careful not to put it in your first chain, which can look quite big. It's going to the center, then just wrapping it around the chains. I'm going to do a single crochet. So this pattern's in US terminology, so in UK terminology that's going to be a double crochet. And we want, how many do you want of those? We want 6 of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, 6 single crochet, and then hopefully if you've gone into the center you can actually pull that a bit to bring in that center hole. Alternatively you can use a magic circle if you want to. Then we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet. So let's find our first single crochet over here, put our hook into there, do a little slip stitch. That's the end of our first round. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the same stitch that we just slip stitch into. So in UK terminology this is going to be a treble. So we're going to go back into that same stitch and do a double crochet. Oops, double crochet. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then in the next stitch I'm going to do 2 double crochet. So going into the next stitch we'll do 2 double crochet in there, 1 and another one in the same stitch, 2. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. And 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And repeat this all the way around. So another double crochet in there. Then chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. 2 double crochet in that next stitch. Chain 3. 2 and 3, 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Oops. Chain 3, 2, 3, then 2 double crochet in that last stitch, 1 and 2. At the very end we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. We're going to slip stitch in the top of these 3 chain at the beginning. So find your 3 chain, find that chain at the top, and then as neatly as you can just put your hook in there and do a slip stitch. That didn't even go through the chain, did it? There we go. Go into the chain. Do a slip stitch. There we are. So by the end of that round you should have 6 of these little spokes, these little double crochet groups of spokes. Okay, so then what you want to do is you want to slip stitch over to this 3 chain space. So I'm going to go into this stitch here, which is just that double crochet. Then I'm just going to slip stitch in this big gap, like that. Then I'm going to do 1 single crochet. So I'm going to go back into this big gap again, do a single crochet in there. I'm going to move these stitches over. Then I'm going to do a half double crochet. So in UK terminology, it's going to be a half treble. So half double crochet in there. Then I'm going to do a double crochet in there as well, or a treble in UK terminology. Okay, so a single, a half double crochet and a double crochet. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to do 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet and a single crochet again, so in the reverse order. So go back into the same 3 chain space and do a double crochet, half double crochet, pull through all 3, move them over and squeeze in a single crochet in there. So you end up with this kind of little pointy shape here. Okay, all in the same 3 chain space. Then we are just going to go straight into the next 3 chain space and repeat the same thing. So we're going to go over to this next one and do a single crochet, half double crochet and a double crochet. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do that in reverse order. So we do a double crochet, half double crochet and a single crochet, all in the same 3 chain space. I'm going to repeat that all the way around back to the beginning. Okay, so we'll go into the next one and do the same thing. Single crochet, or a double crochet in UK terminology, a half double crochet or half treble in UK, a double crochet or a treble in UK, then chain 3, 2 and 3, and do that in reverse. So double crochet, half double crochet, oops, and a single crochet. So I'm going to repeat that all the way around back to the beginning. And just coming up to the last one, last single crochet, and there we go. So I've got a beautiful little sort of star at the moment, so you could stop here and make just stars if you wanted to. But what we're going to do though is we're going to carry on and we're going to slip stitch up to this 3 chain space point here. So find this single crochet here and a slip stitch into there, and we're going to slip stitch all the way up the edge to this 3 chain space. Okay, and then slip stitch in this 3 chain space at the top. Okay, so now we're at the point of this star. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to do a double crochet in this 3 chain space. So do a double crochet or a treble in UK, double crochet in there. Then we're going to chain 1 and do another double crochet in there. Then we're going to chain 2 and slip stitch in there as well. Okay, so you end up with this kind of little rounded corner here. Then we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we're going to slip stitch in the next 3 chain space over here. Okay, so we've like moved over to here. We're going to do the same thing again as we did here. So we're going to chain 2, do a double crochet or treble in UK, chain 1, do another double crochet, then chain 2 and slip stitch in there. Okay, like that, and then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and slip stitch in the next 3 chain space over here. Okay, so we're going to repeat that all the way around. Chain 2, 1 double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, then chain 6. slip stitch in the next 3 chain space. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that all the way around back to the beginning. Okay, so just come up to the last chain 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we're just going to slip stitch in this very first 3 chain space. So that's what it looks like by the end of that round. Then the very last round, which is the most complicated, we're just going to slip stitch over into this 6 chain space. So it's going to do a little bit big slip stitch into this 6 chain space. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet in there. Okay, then we're going to do a double crochet in there. Then we're going to do a treble crochet in there. So in UK terminology, that's going to be a double treble. So we need to wrap the yarn around our hook twice. And then for a treble, we just pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Move all of those over. Then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from our hook. So we don't count the loop on our hook. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So in number 4, that's the second one we did. In there we're going to do a double crochet, or treble in UK terminology, and then we're going to chain 3, 2, 3, and we're going to slip stitch in that same chain. Slip stitch in there as well. Stay in focus. Then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do a double crochet in that 4th chain again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a double crochet in there. Then we're going to do a treble in that same 4th chain. So yarn over twice, go back into that same chain, do a treble. 2, pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to do a treble, so yarn over twice in that same 4th chain. So a treble in there again, and then a double crochet in that same 4th chain. So these 4th chains get used a lot. Okay, then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to slip stitch in that same 4th chain. Okay, slip stitch all in that same 4th chain. Then we're going to slip stitch in this little 5th chain, the very first one we did of these 5. So we're going to slip stitch into there. Okay. That's those 5 that we did there. We did all those stitches in that 4th one, and that 5th one we just slip stitch into there. Then we're going to slip stitch in the 4th chain we were working into before. So you see where all these clumps of stitches are here? So this 4th chain we were working in before, we're going to slip stitch into there. Okay, so we've come down to the same level as this again. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. We're going to do a double crochet in that same 4th chain below, so a double crochet in there, or treble in UK, and then chain 3 and slip stitch in there as well, same 4th chain. Then we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch of this set of 5, so the little stitch there, slip stitch into there. Then we're going to do a treble in the 6 chain space that we were working in at the very beginning. So go back into this 6 chain space and do a treble, or double treble in UK. And in there we're also going to do a double crochet, and then a single crochet. Then we are going to slip stitch in the chain 3 space from round 3. So this chain 3 space down here below this little curve stitches here, we're going to slip stitch into there. Okay, then we're going to slip stitch in the chain 1 space above it. So find the curve above, and that little center chain 1 space in the middle, I'm going to slip stitch into there. Okay, so this gets us to the top of this little circle. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to slip stitch in there as well. Then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to slip stitch in the chain 1 space as well. Then chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to slip stitch in there as well. Okay. Then we're going to slip stitch in the chain 3 space below where we slipped before, down here. Then we're going to slip stitch in the slip stitch over to the 6 chain space and do the whole thing again. So let's just pause our work there so you can have a look at what we've done here. So we did a chain 5 with some stitches in a 4th chain there. Then we chained 5 again and worked a load of stitches into that 4th chain. Slip stitched back down to this 4th chain and did a few more stitches in there, and then did the rest of the stitches in there. So hopefully you've managed to follow along. And we're going to do that again there. I'm going to show you again. So the first thing we need to do is this first half of this bit here. So we're going to do a single crochet, and then we are going to do a double crochet. Then we're going to do that treble all in that 6 chain space. Okay, treble in there. Then we do chain 5. This is our first lot of chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So chain 5, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a double crochet in there. Then we're going to chain 3, 2, and 3, and we're going to slip stitch in the same 4th chain. So it creates like this little circle curve like that. Then we're going to chain 5 for our next lot of stitches. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So chain 5. Then in this 4 chain, we're going to do a double crochet to begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 4 chain, we do a double crochet. Then we do a treble in that 4th chain. Okay, a treble. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to do a treble in that 4th chain again. So another treble. Then we're going to do a double crochet in that 4th chain. Then we're going to chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to slip stitch in that 4th chain. Okay, that completes the top part. Then we're going to slip stitch in the next chain. So this 5th one we did at the beginning, you can see there. The little chain there, we're just going to slip stitch into there. Then we're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain that we were working in before. So slip stitch into there. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and do a double crochet in that 4th chain. Chain 3, and then slip stitch in that 4th chain as well. Then that had a 5th chain as well, and we're going to slip stitch into that little 5th chain, and then we are back down to making sure we're facing the right direction. We're back down to the 6 chain space, and in there we're going to do a treble, then a double crochet, and then it was a single crochet. Okay. Then we slip stitch into the 3 chain space over here, and then we're going to slip stitch up to the 1 chain space above it. Okay. Then we're going to chain 3, and slip stitch in that 1 chain space. Chain 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and slip stitch in that 1 chain space. Then chain 3, slip stitch in that one chain space, then slip stitch in the 3 chain space that was below down here, and then slip stitch in the 6 chain space and start all over again. And there we go, there is our second point of our snowflake. So I'm going to repeat those steps for the other 4 points, and then I shall come back and show you the finished snowflake. Simple as that, she says. There we go. If you repeat that all the way around, you end up with a snowflake like this. Ta-da! So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Hope you managed to follow along, and hopefully the white showed up better than the grey. I think I'm going to have to invest in some different coloured yarns for these snowflake tutorials. If it doesn't show up too well, feel free to donate so I can buy some different coloured yarns. But don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this tutorial so you can easily find my tutorials again, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, where there's lots of extra patterns and giveaways and behind the scenes vlogs and all sorts of things going on over there. So, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Bye.